Lean in. This is not just day 11. This is your divine vindication. A sacred unveiling that heaven has been orchestrating since the moment someone walked away, leaving you with unanswered questions. You may be asking, why is this happening now? Why after you've healed? Why after you found peace without them? Why after you stopped replaying what you could have done differently? The answer is not random. It is the appointed hour. There are truths that cannot speak until souls are ready to confess them. There are returns that do not happen until pride has been dismantled by time. This moment you're standing in. This is not nostalgia. This is heaven's correction. Someone from your past is being moved by the divine to return, not to reclaim you, to release you, not to restart what ended, to reveal why it ended. Margaret is 58. 15 years ago, her best friend suddenly cut her off. No explanation. Margaret spent those years wondering, what did I do wrong? 3 weeks ago, that friend called, voice shaking. I was jealous. Of your marriage, your peace. I couldn't handle it, so I ran. It was never about you. 15 years of self-blame ended with one confession. That's not accident. That's appointed hour collision. Your guardian angel submitted a priority report at 6:12 a.m. this morning. The file reads, Truth Return. Protocol activated. Confession season initiated. What I'm about to reveal is not about reconciliation. This is about getting the truth that closes the case heaven has been building. This is the sacred return, like this video now. In Genesis 33, Jacob returns to face his brother Esau after 20 years. 20 years since Jacob stole the birthright and fled. For 2 decades, Jacob carried guilt, fear, wondering if Esau still hated him. Then they meet. Esau runs to him, not with anger, with tears. They embrace. Both men needed 20 years to become who they needed to be for this moment. Esau needed time to release bitterness. Jacob needed time to face his manipulation. The return happened at the appointed hour, not before, not after, exactly when both were ready. Here's what almost nobody sees. The divine was present through all 20 years, present with Jacob in exile when he thought he'd destroyed everything. Present with Esau in anger, slowly transforming rage into readiness. God wasn't waiting until they fixed themselves. Love was actively working in both during separation, preparing them for the appointed hour of return. That same divine is doing this right now in your situation. Heaven has been dealing with the person who left you, not to punish them, to prepare them to confess truth. The years you've spent healing love has been using that time to strengthen you so you can receive their confession without it destroying you. This return is not about the past. It's about the future God is releasing you into. But first, you need the truth. Here's cosmic truth about divine timing and returns that heal. The universe operates on appointed hours, not human timelines. Confession doesn't come the moment guilt appears. There are processes that require time. The person who left wasn't ready to face themselves then. If they had returned too soon, they would have blamed you again. Heaven knew that. So the divine delayed the return, not to punish you, to protect you from premature confession that would wound you again. Every year they stayed away was a year heaven was working on them, stripping defenses, confronting lies, creating isolation that forced honest self-reflection. And now, finally they're ready. Ready to speak truth, ready to take responsibility. This is why the appointed hour is now. Your readiness to hear without being shattered, plus their readiness to confess without defending. That convergence is happening. Comment. Truth. If you're ready to hear what you've been waiting to hear. 1 word. 5 letters. This carries the frequency of revelation, the energy of divine correction. When you type truth, you're declaring to heaven, I am ready to receive confession without revenge, ready to hear reality without reopening wounds, ready to be vindicated without becoming bitter. Angels are documenting who has matured enough to handle sacred return. Type truth. Your fingers might shake because part of you is scared of what you'll hear. That's wisdom, not weakness. Type truth anyway. Here are 5 lies about returns and confessions that keep you trapped in false narratives. Lie 1. If they come back, it means you should get back together. This is not reconciliation. This is revelation. The return is not an invitation to restart. It's divine correction of the record. They're coming to tell you what really happened, not to undo what happened. Their confession serves one purpose: to release you from false guilt. Not to rebuild trust, not to try again. Heaven is not restoring the relationship. Love is redeeming your understanding. You've spent years thinking, maybe if I'd been different. Their confession will prove it was never about your lack. It was about their fear, their immaturity, their inability to handle what you offered. This truth sets you free. But freedom doesn't mean reunion. It means release from wondering, from self-blame, from what-ifs. The divine is giving you closure, not a second chance. Heaven removed them because they couldn't go where you were going. Their confession confirms what God already knew: you were ready for next level. They weren't. The return doesn't change that. It confirms it. Lie 2. You should feel compassion and immediately forgive. This lie spiritualizes away your legitimate need to feel. When they confess, you might not feel compassion. You might feel angry, validated, sad, relieved, confused, all at once. That's normal. That's human. The sacred doesn't require instant forgiveness. Heaven knows healing has layers. Eventually, forgiveness will come. But it's a process, not a performance. When their confession lands, you're allowed to say, I need time to process this. You're allowed to feel the weight of years they stole. You're allowed to grieve what could have been different. The divine is not offended by honest emotions. Love doesn't need you to be spiritually perfect. Feel it all. Don't rush to forgiveness because that's what you think you should do. Let the truth settle. Forgiveness will emerge naturally when you're ready. Not because you forced it, because you fully felt the impact. Share this video with 3 people immediately. 1 person still carrying guilt from someone who left. 1 person who got a confession and didn't know what to do with it. 1 person who needs to know that returns don't always mean reconciliation. Share now. When 3 people receive this truth simultaneously, heaven shifts the atmosphere around false narratives. Do it. Lie 3. Their confession proves they've changed, and you should trust them again. Confession is not the same as transformation. Speaking truth about the past doesn't automatically qualify someone for your future. They may sincerely regret what they did. All of that can be real and still not mean they belong in your life going forward. Heaven is letting them return to clear the record, not to reclaim relationship. You are not obligated to rebuild just because they finally told truth. Trust is rebuilt by consistent behavior over time. And you don't owe them that time. Their growth is between them and God. Your peace is between you and divine protection. If their return brings confession that sets you free, receive the gift. But you are not required to give access in return. You can say, thank you for telling me the truth. I needed to hear that. I wish you well, but I'm not reopening this door. That's not cruelty. That's clarity. Some chapters close permanently, even when truth is finally spoken. Heaven honors that boundary. Lie 4. You need to tell them how much they hurt you. When they confess, you might feel the urge to unload. To tell them every way they wounded you, every night you cried, every year you carried their abandonment. But you don't need their acknowledgement of your pain to validate your pain. Your pain was real, whether they witness it or not. Dumping your hurt on them in their moment of confession isn't healing, it's hurt returning hurt. The divine has already witnessed your pain. Heaven counted every tear. You don't need them to understand the depth of damage. You need to release the need for them to understand. Their confession is their offering. It doesn't cover everything, but it's what they have to give. Receive it. Let it set you free from false guilt, but don't require them to carry the full weight of what you endured. That's between you and heaven. Let God be your witness. Their confession gives you truth about why they left. It doesn't obligate them to absorb your years of pain. Release them from that expectation, and in releasing them, you release yourself. Lie 5. This means God orchestrated their return because you're meant to be together. No, this means God orchestrated their return because you're meant to be free. Free from false guilt, from unanswered questions, from the narrative that you weren't enough. The divine didn't bring them back for romance. Heaven brought them back for release. There's a difference between divine orchestration and divine permission. God orchestrates what serves your ultimate good. God permits what serves someone else's growth. Their return serves both. You get truth that liberates. They get to clear conscience. Both outcomes are good, but that doesn't mean reunion is the plan. The appointed hour isn't always about restoration. Sometimes it's about revelation. Sometimes heaven brings people back, not to stay, but to speak. Don't confuse their obedience to confess with divine direction to reconnect. They're returning because God convicted them to clear your name, not because God is clearing the way for them to re-enter your life. Trust that distinction. The divine knows the difference. Love is giving you the gift that serves your future, not the fantasy that would keep you in the past. Let me show you what happened when people received sacred returns with truth. Margaret, 58, Ohio. Her best friend cut her off 15 years ago. No explanation. Margaret blamed herself for years. 3 weeks ago, the friend called, confessed, "I was jealous. You had everything I wanted. I couldn't handle being around you, so I left. It was never you." Margaret sat in silence, then said, "Thank you for telling me. That helps." She didn't ask to rebuild the friendship, just received the truth. 2 weeks later, knowing it wasn't my fault changed everything. I stopped second-guessing myself in all my relationships. The confession didn't give me my friend back. It gave me myself back. David, 63, had similar experience with his son after 8 years of silence. The confession didn't fix everything, but it fixed the one thing destroying him, believing he deserved the silence. These aren't exceptional people. These are people who received confessions without demanding reconciliation, who took truth as gift, without requiring relationship as payment. The sacred return gave them what they needed, not what they thought they wanted, and it was enough. Subscribe to Appointed Hour right now and ring the bell. Tomorrow Day 12 teaches sacred stillness, how to sit in the space between confession heard and decision made. You'll need it. Don't miss what heaven reveals next. Subscribe now. Here's what to do when the return happens. Your sacred return. Cool. 5 steps. Step 1. Receive the contact without immediate response. They text, call, show up. Your body will react. Heart racing, stomach dropping. Don't respond immediately. Create space. Say, "I need to think about this." Even if they're standing there, "I need a day." This isn't game playing. This is wisdom. In that space, pray. Ask, what is heaven doing here? Heaven honors the pause. Step 2. Set the terms. If you agree to hear them, you control the setting. Not their house, not public where you can't process, somewhere you feel safe. And set time limit. I can talk for 30 minutes. This isn't rudeness. This is boundary. You're giving opportunity to speak truth, not unlimited access. Step 3. Listen without defending. When they confess, you might want to interrupt, to correct their version. Don't. Let them speak fully. There will be time later to process. But in this moment, just witness, listen. Notice how your body feels. Where does truth settle? The sacred is showing you through your body what's true and what's still confused. Step 4. Respond with clarity, not performance. When they finish, you don't owe elaborate response. Thank you for telling me. I need time to process. That's complete. If they ask for forgiveness, I'm working toward that. If they want another chance, I'm not ready to answer. If anger rises, if you need to say what they did hurt you deeply, say it. But don't unload. Just state reality. Then stop. Step 5. After they leave, process with heaven, not with them. Go to the divine. Pray. Journal. Sit in stillness. Let the truth settle. Notice what shifts, what feels lighter, what still feels heavy. Talk to heaven about it. The sacred is helping you separate truth from lies. This might take days, weeks. Don't rush. Now practice. Think of someone who might return. Picture the conversation. Feel your body's response. Where does anxiety live? Chest. Stomach. Put your hand there. Say, "The divine is here with me." Now, practice the words. Thank you for telling me. Say it out loud. You don't need elaborate speech. Just, thank you. I need time to process. Practice until it feels natural. May you know, returns are not always about reconciliation. Sometimes they're revelation. May Jacob and Esau's 20 years teach you divine timing waits for both people to be ready. May you understand confession doesn't obligate you to relationship. May you receive their words without performing instant forgiveness. May you set boundaries even in sacred moments. May Margaret's 15 years of wandering, ended by one confession, become your evidence. May you distinguish divine orchestration from divine permission. May the sacred return bring exactly what you need: truth, that you weren't the problem, you were the mirror. May your body signal wisdom when confession comes. May the appointed hour of truth arrival be exactly on time. But hear this about spiritual warfare. When sacred return is near, expect the enemy to interfere. Not to stop the return, but to poison how you receive it. The enemy will whisper, "This is your chance to make them pay." That's not from God. That's vengeance, or you have to forgive immediately, or you're not spiritual. That's manipulation, or you still love them. This means you should try again. That's nostalgia. Recognize these voices. They want to keep you from receiving truth cleanly. To complicate what should be simple, when these voices come, speak back. I rebuke the spirit of revenge. I rebuke false obligation. I rebuke confusion. This return is about my freedom. I receive truth. I release the person. I trust divine timing for next steps. Say it out loud. Command the warfare to stop. Heaven backs your authority. Now let us pray. Father, thank you for being the God who clears names, who brings truth to light, who orchestrates returns that set captives free. I acknowledge this is hard. Part of me wants them back. Part of me wants revenge. Part of me wants to forget them. All of it is real, and you're not offended by my complexity. I ask for wisdom when they return. Help me pause before responding. Help me set boundaries. Help me listen without defending, respond without performing, receive truth without requiring relationship. Give me clarity to know what's divine orchestration and what's divine permission. If this return is meant to liberate me from false guilt, let their confession accomplish that. If it's not meant to restore relationship, give me strength to close the door even after truth is spoken. protect me from spiritual warfare. When the enemy whispers revenge, remind me vindication from you is enough. When nostalgia rises, remind me your plans are better than my past. I trust you with this appointed hour. I trust you with their confession. I trust you with my response. Help me walk away more free, not because they gave me everything, but because you gave me what I needed, truth. In Jesus' name, amen. Final actions like this video, because truth is coming and others need to be prepared. Comment, truth, because that word activates heaven's clearing of your name. Share with 3 people because sacred returns are happening everywhere. Subscribe because day 12 teaches sacred stillness after confession arrives. Do it now. The appointed hour for truth is here. Not random, not late, exactly on time. When they return, when confession comes. When truth finally speaks, you're ready, not to reconcile, to receive, to be vindicated, to be freed. Heaven has been building this case for years. Now the verdict comes. You are not the problem. You are not too much. You are not the reason they left. Their confession will confirm what the divine always knew, and you will walk away lighter, not because you got them back, because you got yourself back. The sacred return accomplishes heaven's purpose, your liberation. The appointed ones who receive truth without demanding relationship are being set free. You're one of them. Level 2 continues. Sacred return is yours. Truth is coming. And when it arrives, you'll be ready.